Well, I feel like in the black community, us black women, we definitely have a problem with being vulnerable and being submissive when the time is right with a guy. So it's hard to keep somebody when you're constantly bucking at them. You can't let a man be a man and you're trying to take that role as well. So I agree with that.
Were you raised with your mother and father, or just were you raised with one parent like most of us?
Um, in the beginning, for my first couple of years, it was my mom and my dad,
Hmm.
and then they separated. So it was more of a
I mean,
co-parenting type thing.
and do you have any siblings?
Yeah, two older brothers and now two younger sisters.
Okay, so would you like to be married one day?
Yeah.
Are you sure? You're like, yeah.
It's I only say it like that because again, in today's day and age, it's very complicated. Not a lot of
Why?
people are getting serious like that.
See, I am always my bullshit detector goes off on high alert when I hear women say into this day and age.
Why?
Because you're evolutionary evolved to be what you are, regardless of the day and age. Can a female of the species survive without the group? No. Women need men.
I agree.
So is it that you don't want to be married? Are you afraid
I'm afraid to get married again because of
that? So what are you afraid of?
I wouldn't say the trials and tribulations, but that is part of it
Okay.
because
Okay.
I've
What
seen what
when
my
you
mom went through
okay.
and
Now
I've always based off like what
what
as
they
I was
went through,
growing up, I wanted to do the opposite and become the opposite
do
and kind
you
of
now without getting too personal,
hmm
were your mother and father's situation money motivated? Was it like the most people? Or was there like domestic violence where there was really violence or drugs or anything involved?
um I could say it was a mixture of financial problems
Okay.
and also infidelity.
Okay. Due respect, this is why I think women go wrong. I said it before. That's none of your child's place. How do
It's
you
really
know any?
not.
But how do you? But my thing is, unless you walked in on your mother or
Mm-mm,
father with somebody, you wouldn't know they're cheating. If there
mm-mm.
are money problems, why do you know if they didn't share that with you?
And I was gonna say that unfortunately it was shared with me, and I did not ask for that
Which
information.
parent does your mother share with you?
Mm-mm.
Your
My dad.
father did.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, and see, this is the burden of sharing this kind of stuff with kids. You said they were co-parents. Did your
Yeah.
mother remarry?
No, my dad married definitely,
Okay.
but my
So
mom didn't.
so the person that who had infidelity, which is your father or your mother?
It was my dad.
Okay. But he remarried.
Yeah,
How did you find out about the infidelity? Who told you that?
my dad.
Okay. Did he tell you that is the reason that they're no longer married?
Hmm.
All right. So I'll give a little leeway. A parent has to give a reason why the kids are divorced. I wouldn't have gone to that level of detail, but your father remarried. Your mother, did you ever see her date anybody?
Yeah, and
No or yes?
I did. I definitely did, and that was kind of the problem for me growing up. Was
Meaning her boyfriends?
what I seen? It wasn't a great example. So
Okay.
I tried to just do the opposite of what I seen and
Okay.
or
Well,
try to steer away from what.
one big problem is people of this generation involve kids and grown folks' business, and it puts you. So this
Exactly.
is where therapy comes into it. But here's the reality: your mother and father's problems don't sound like anything that you can't find in any neighborhood in this world,
Exactly.
or any time period in history. If you don't get married, 28, did you go to college?
Yes.
What's your degree in?
Business administration. I'm
Okay.
going for my bachelor's next.
Okay. So what are you planning on doing for a profession?
I want to work in a recording label as in the
Okay.
marketing team. That's what I'm
It's
going for my
more.
bachelor's for marketing and
Okay, so how
communication.
much money? How much do you think you will earn annually at the height of your career?
At the height, I would hope at least over 50,000 a year. I would hope.
Okay, I ran a simulation that if a woman was working a job making $50,000 a year from 25 to age 55,
Mm-hmm.
no stops, no breaks, and received a cost of living raise 3% every year, 25 to 65, and she retired at 65
Mm-hmm.
and had a life expectancy to 85. That means she had to live 20 years. That woman would have a shortfall of almost $800,000 in her retirement. It's going to take $2.9 million to live from 65 to 85. What I'm
True.
saying, young lady, is you're going to college and doing all this work to get a middle income job. And if you don't marry, who's going to pay your bills and help you in your golden years if you don't have a husband, insurance, children? Because dogs can't do it and girlfriends can't
Yeah,
do
no.
it. So the fear of being married, marriage, I need you and I need women to hear. If you are an average earner, marriage is not an option. It is a necessity. And it has been marketed to you as an option to be chosen to not do out of fear. Well, then what's the option after you're 45 and you're just making $50,000 a year? That ain't no money.
Yeah, no, it's not. So I know I completely agree. I believe in there needs to be a man in the house and there needs to be gender roles. I believe in all of that. It's
But
just
if you're scared,
scary.
I don't know what should be scary
It's
is
doing
you
it
eating.
alone.
No, no, what should be scary is trying to live from 65 to 85. You will need $2.9 million.
Yeah,
I need you to understand how big of a number that is. Older women, older people cost more.
true.
Your insurance, your medications, all these things, you cost more. So what should be scary is the notion of if I don't have a husband, then what are you going to do? Go live with your girlfriend or your sister? Because you're going to have to, and that's what's happening right now. Women are starting to end up living with other women.
And
That,
I was watching your live and I said that to my friend. I was saying a lot of nowadays, a lot of people just rather roommate and it's, it's weird.
it's because you ladies are the ones that have our divorce rate in our community is approaching 60%, but almost 90% of divorces in the black community are filed by black women. 80% of divorces are filed by women. Women are not staying in relationships anywhere. When a divorce happens, it's usually the woman filing. And why are women filing? Because you've been told that it's life is better single, or you could have other options. But if the way you've talked about it, you're afraid of marriage. I want a world to where women like you are far more afraid to be single, living on cat food.
I'm
Because,
afraid of both, honestly, but I'm more afraid of being by myself for sure.
all right, well, if that's the case, then what are you doing to overcome your negative programming in your childhood and because you're 28 years old, man, you
Yeah,
are firmly in the danger zone.
I know.
You're going to hit the
I know.
wall in 2 years, and
I
and
know.
you don't. Time is starting to run out.
I know. I was
So
just telling my friend that.
your friend, but I'm talking to you. I can't talk. So this is why I talk about the danger zone. This is when you ladies need to really get real crystal clear on what you want and do something about it. Because at 35, options start getting taken off the table.
They do.
When you are 35, options start to get off the table. And that's Kevin Samuels for you, and he has been elaborate enough while talking to this 28-year-old modern woman. It's quite funny, The video starts with this female expressing concern and fears as to why she fears getting married. And the video ends by Kevin Samuels asking her, "What are you doing to conquer your fears?" You know, as they always say, men are problem solvers. I don't know whether women are, because if you have a fear of getting married because of what you have seen, because of what you have heard, of course, looking at how our parents were, they were divorced, and her dad went ahead and remarried. You know, she has fears. She fears getting married. But the question is, what are you doing as a woman out there to conquer your fears of getting married? You know, most women have fears in many things. Some women have fears of maybe having a child. They fear having a child, they're already married, she can have a child, but she fears the responsibilities of having a child. In this case, this particular woman fears getting married because of what she has seen, because of what she has heard, and of course, of what she's hearing from other friends. Come on, ladies. If you have not listened to this video, and if you have not learned something from what Kevin Samuel has said, you need to rewind back this particular video and watch it again. Because Kevin has been very elaborate enough, he has been very kind, and has made it, at least, he has made it clear that this particular woman listens and picks the key points she needs to pick out for her to go on. One thing in particular that I've learned is that, first of all, she's 28 years, and that puts her in the danger zone. 28 is a little bit safer, but not too safe. Because, of course, as you have all learned, that by 35, options start getting off the table. The main ones that were meant to approach you start to limit, they start to reduce. If you had an option of 30 men, they will become 10, they will become 15, they will become 5. Why? You are growing older. Men tend to go for younger girls. She's 28, which is not safe. And she's not married. She's not considering getting married. Why? She has fears. Come on. Things have to be put right. If things are not right, your life won't be good. One particular other thing that I've learned about this particular female is she wants to pursue a bachelor's in marketing. And when Kevin asked her salary would be, she went ahead and said that she's looking at earning about 50,000 a year. And Kevin Samuels again went ahead and made some computations and said that if someone is earning about 50,000 a year, by 65, things won't be good for her. I'm looking at the time when she will be considering retirement. Things won't be good for her because she won't survive or she won't survive retirement. In this case, what Kevin Samuel was trying to insinuate that if you are thinking of earning or working and earning a salary of about 50,000 a year, you have no choice, but you must have a partner. You must get married. You know, when you get married to someone, of course, a working someone or a working man, you collect resources together. You get a house together. You raise up children together. Everything is done together, and life becomes a little easier in your retirement. However, if you're thinking of being single, and if you're thinking of staying single to 65, life will be difficult for you from 65 to 85. It will be deadly. You know, I see most women that have stayed single looking for an option of having a roommate. All that is done to save money. All that is done for you to know that it's difficult to stay alone. Most people, of course, have roommates. Most people are Of course, I know some girls that are getting married because they have no food, they have no housing, and they decide to rush into marriage because they have nothing at all. In this case, most women out there, I know they are living with the roommates because the money they earn here is not even enough to sustain them. If that will have a single house, if they are living in a house alone. In this case, this is trying to tell you, woman out there, that you can't live alone. You need a man. You know, I like Kevin. I've learned to appreciate what Kevin has tried to teach us. I've tried to appreciate what Kevin teaches. And if you're a man out there, if you're a woman out there, and you don't learn something from Kevin, oh God, I'm sorry. You need some little mentoring. Well, there are a few things again I want to highlight in this particular thing is first of all, we talked of her course. She wants to do marketing, and we all know marketing is not a sellable course. It's not that high value course that will give you millions of money unless you target a big investment. Then another thing is we're looking at that she's trying to earn 50,000 a year, and you have come to learn that 50,000 a year is not enough. You see a woman at 40 having a roommate. You see a woman at 50 having a roommate. That is if you choose to live alone. You have to have a roommate for you to survive. And post-retirement, at retirement, life won't be easy. It's at this point that I request you guys that have watched this video, that have listened to, for your feedback. I would like to learn. I would like to hear what you think about this video. I would like to see your thoughts to this video. Please leave your thoughts about the video, about this chat with Kevin Samuels in the comment section. And again, if you're new here, kindly please subscribe. It means a lot to me. I need you guys to subscribe. Thank you so much. Let's meet in the next video.